Good morning, Mason Nation. It's Thursday, April 4th. Welcome back to Mason Cable News, Mason's morning news program. I'm Joanne Smathers.
And I'm Tyler Byram. So, while most of you were sleeping last night, there was a brush fire outside the Johnson Center. According to the GMU police blotter, the fire department was called, the fire was extinguished, and was later determined that it was caused by a burnt cigarette butt. The damage of the fire was estimated to cost $200. Just a reminder that it is state law that you cannot smoke within 25 feet of buildings. Please dispose of your cigarettes in the proper fashion, not in bushes.
Wow, well, I'm definitely glad that they were able to put that out and that it didn't spread much further.
It could have been much worse.
You know who else that I heard was on fire last night, though? The Mason basketball team.
Yes. I was actually at the game at the RAC. Incredible atmosphere. Words cannot describe that game. Once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Really? I wish I could have made it last night.
It was fun. This past Wednesday night, your George Mason Patriots faced the Broncos of Santa Clara in a game that we will probably never see again in the RAC gym. However, this is not the last time we will see Santa Clara's basketball team, because this Friday, the CBI Championship game will be here at the Patriot Center at 7 o'clock. For those that do not know, the CBI Championship comes down to a 2 out of 3 game series, which is why after Monday's loss at Santa Clara, there was one more game to be played, and in this case 2. The 81-73 loss on Monday night came down to Mason basically not getting the ball into the hoop when it mattered, and not being able to stop Santa Clara's offense. It was a different story on Wednesday. With the tremendous atmosphere that was created with the game being inside the RAC gym, the Broncos could not get into a flow. Mason's defense was incredible, and besides a scare at the beginning of the second half, their offense was sound. This all capped off a night that will forever be known as the game that went back to the RAC, but also gave Mason the victory, 73-66. If Mason can pull off this championship, they will bring home a trophy for the first time since 2008, when the Patriots won the CAA Conference Tournament. It will also be a step for a young team that is starting to settle in their second year of Paul Hewitt's offense. This could be a satisfactory finish for what has been an up-and-down season for the Patriots, and would be huge momentum in moving into the Atlantic 10 Conference next year. Who knows, maybe George Mason can pull off that magic that 2010 CBI champion VCU did by following up their championship by going to the Final Four the next season. However, the first step is winning tomorrow night. And again, the game is at 7 o'clock in our very own Patriot Center.
Well, I am really excited for them, and I hope that they do pull off that win. With George Mason University being one of the most diverse college campuses, International Week gives us a special opportunity to celebrate our cultural differences. It starts this Saturday, April 6th, and goes into Sunday, April 14th. There will be a variety of events throughout the week, from a global poetry reading to a cricket tournament, and all Fairfax community members are encouraged to attend. Mason Cable Network will be broadcasting the dance competition on Tuesday for all to see. The broadcast begins at 11:30, so if you know someone who can't make it and wants to watch, be sure to tell them to head to iweek.gmu.edu to see the fun. The International Week website, again, is iweek.gmu.edu, and it has more information and a full list of events.
Did you vote? Student government elections ended this morning at midnight. A public announcement of the winners will be made today at noon in the Johnson Center atrium, including an announcement of student body president and vice president, along with members of the Student Senate and class councils. On that note, we'll have an exclusive interview with outgoing student body president Alex Williams as he shares his thoughts on his year in office and where he thinks both student government and Mason are going. Stay tuned.
And this week I ended up going out to the Cherry Blossom Festival, so we have that story coming up next.
Here again, as tourists and locals make their way into the city. Each spring, the National Cherry Blossom Festival takes place in Washington, D.C. The 3,000 cherry blossom trees placed throughout the city began with a gift of cherry blossom trees from Japan, given to the United States on March of 1912. These Japanese cherry blossom trees represent enduring friendship between the two nations. Each year, tens of thousands of people from all over the world gather to enjoy the festival and admire the trees and their famous blossoms.
It's really pretty with all the pink blossoms on the tree and usually against the blue sky and the Potomac. It's just really pretty. It looks like snow almost. It's really nice.
There's no cherry blossoms because it's not really warm. I mean, it's warm, but it's like windy and the temperature's still down.
In fact, according to the National Park Service, the region's recent cold weather has delayed the peak bloom till April 6th through the 10th.
Sure, we came from Indianapolis and we are here on spring break checking out the monuments and hopefully the cherry blossoms if they decide to pop out.
Although the blossoms have yet to bloom, families are still enjoying their time here in the nation's capital.
We've seen the White House, the Lincoln Memorial, and the Washington Monument.
The festival, which includes live music, great food, paddle boats, and much more, began on March 20th and runs until April 14th. But don't forget, the parade is on Saturday, April 13th. At the Tidal Basin, Joanne Smathers, Mason Cable News.
We'll be right back, and when we return, we'll have your event rundown and hear from outgoing Student Body President Alex Williams. Stay tuned to Mason Cable News. And now for your event rundown.
For those interested in coming back for graduate school at Mason, the admissions office will be holding a spring graduate fair in Dewberry Hall from 3:30 until 6 tonight. There will be an information on various programs available to students.
As previously mentioned, this Friday night, your George Mason Patriots will play the Santa Clara Broncos in the CBI Championship game at 7 o'clock in the Patriots Center. And also, Mason Cable Network will be broadcasting the men's club lacrosse game this Saturday evening as Mason faces off against Northern Virginia Community College at the RAC Field.
With the student government elections winners being announced today at noon, we'll be seeing a new group of students elected and re-elected to office. With the election process through, Mason senior Alex Williams will be stepping down from his position as student body president. We caught up with Williams earlier to hear his thoughts on leaving his position and Mason's future.
It's been a really, really exciting year for Mason, a really exciting year for student government, for myself. These guys over here, they've done a lot, and I'm so proud of them for it. You know, when we began the year, the question was really if we can take motivated people to support them, and then little resources like some funding, some of the resources that Mason has to offer, and we combine all three of those things, what will people create? Like organically, what will these students come up with? And I look back in the year and I'm so thrilled and proud of what they've done with it. We've created a connection with Richmond via our lobby day. We've developed school spirit via the Pink Nation program that happened just the other day. We started strengthening our relationship with parking and dining, and we've created a relationship with IT services. And when I say we, it's a bit, yes, student government, but also all of us as students. It's a really exciting thing to think about, that as this university is changing, as this organization is changing, 10 miles from here, as we're seeing society change on the steps of the Supreme Court, it's just really exciting. You know, Elvis always said, always leave them wanting more. When I finish my term here, when I finish my 4th year here, I'm now a senior, when I walk away from Mason, I don't want anything I've accomplished or anything anyone else has accomplished or anything we together have accomplished. I don't want any of that to be finite. I don't want it to be an end. I don't want it to be we crossed the finish line, we got there. Yes! I want it to be, look how far we've come. Now how much further can we go? And I hear the thoughts of students that are thinking of joining the organization next year, the students who are here, who are coming back. students in other organizations that have no affiliation with student government but are passionate about their issues as they relate to themselves, as they relate to Mason, as they relate to other issues and other problems and other challenges and solutions. And there's this sense of not dissatisfaction, but unsatisfaction of, I'm not satisfied. How far can we keep going? And that is exciting, and that is all along my goal as student body president has been to facilitate channeling that. To say we all have these passions and we've got these resources and we've got these people who will support you. How can we combine those three things to benefit things like school spirit? To benefit our relationship with Fairfax City and Richmond and the U.S. government. To benefit students when it comes to our struggles of paying for tuition and paying back loans and overcoming debt and overcoming stress. So, it's been an exciting year. It's been a tiring year. But whoever wants to end something, at least for him or herself, not tired. It's been exciting. Thank you for letting me be here for this, and thank you for letting me support you along with this and participating in this. It's been a learning opportunity for me at every step. I'm walking away excited for you all. Is that good?
A spectacular note for those who want warm spring weather to come to town. You got your wish. Next week, you will see the temperatures head into the 70s for the first time this year, with Weathers.com's forecast predicting Monday's high to reach 75 as of today. Look forward to it.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. I'm Joanne Smathers.
And I'm Tyler Byram. See you next time, Mason.